then I'm busting your lip. I am a vibe, I'm a wavy little bitch. Fuck what you think, bitch, your hair look like shit.
What's poppin', God babies? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dreamin'. I'm back again with another video. Today, we are finna be talking about some, I'm gonna be talking about my badass in Spain. It's not even that I was bad. Like, I just thought I was being a kid and I was living life and I was having fun. I just had other things in mind other than school. We finna be talking about the time I faked my grades for a whole entire year, and this was back in Spain. So if you guys want to hear that story time, then make sure you keep tuned in. But before we get into that, I'm gonna need you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yes, like in advance, comment in advance, share in advance, subscribe in advance, and follow me on Instagram at Loving Dream with 2 G's and 2 M's as in mommy. And remember, I am now doing these weekly shout outs where whoever I see the most engagement from on my Instagram will get a shout out here on my YouTube channel. So let's work for that shout out. Let's build our pages. Now you guys are gonna have to forgive me. I am completely barefaced this time and I just haven't been feeling like doing my makeup. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Summertime is hot as fuck out here in Florida. I can't do it. As you guys know, my mom is Spanish. She's fully from Spain and my dad is black. He's from New Orleans. That's how Dream was made. I'm a mixture of them both. I am European and black. I was raised in Spain up until I was like 14, 15, and then my mom decided to send my ass over here to America because I just wasn't that great of a kid. I wasn't being that good of a child. I was being a grown-ass bitch. Well, guys, in Spain, let me just get one thing out the way. When you're 14, 15, you're really like 16, 17 up here mentally. It's just such a different mindset out there, different atmosphere, different people, completely different cultures. Everything's different. So I was 14, but mentally I was like around 16. I used to always like being outside. I didn't like going to school. I didn't like listening to my mom. I just like to do what Dream liked to do. You feel me? I wasn't with the, you're gonna tell me what to do and I have to do this and I have to do that. No, I was acting like I was just grown. Like in Spain, I used to have like my little clique or whatever. I had like my group of girls, but then I have my 2 road dogs, like my 2 girl best friends out there. We were friends to this day. Well, one of them. The other one, I don't really talk to her that much anymore or at all really, but the other one, that's my cousin, that's my sis, that's my, that's blood. We all knew each other since we were just young. We just ran the streets, If my mom would tell me, no, I can't go outside, bitch, yes, I am going outside. I didn't call her a bitch or nothing like that, but just me in my head, like, yes, I'm going outside. Like, what are you talking about? And I would literally just look at her and open the outside door and dip, like, I'm going with my friends. I don't know what you mean. They got too intense. Sometimes it was like 2, 2, 2, and 4. So it's like, yeah, I'll have to sneak out. Or if she left and she told me not to go outside, bitch, I'm outside. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what that means. Me and these girls done went through piercing our mouths by ourselves. Like, we pierced this first, then we pierced this. We pierced our second hose together, like, all by ourselves. Meaning, like, this was not professionally done, nothing like that. That's why, look at my ears. You see the gap right here? This is, like, perfect in a way. But then this one isn't. Because I did that shit myself. I was 14 years old when I did that. Me and my friend did it together. We got like 2 frozen fries on each ear. And, we caught ourselves numbing our ears. But, bitch, I felt everything. Then we got a needle. We burnt that shit. And, slowly just kept going through it until it finally just poked through. And then after that, got the earring and, put it on or whatever. One of the many things that we've been through together. We've stole together. That's another story for another day. Like, I was bad. I am not this person anymore. I'm 24 now. It's just 10 years later. Did a whole 360. Okay, we were in what was considered high school in Spain. I don't really know what grade it would be over here in America, but over there, it's like we weren't in middle school no more. We went on to the big girl school. We attended to school that first week of school. After that, like, we would literally dip and dabble. Sometimes we would get there, sometimes we wouldn't. Sometimes we would just get there like second, third period. If we weren't there by second or third period, we're not going. We just found better things throughout the day to do. How this worked is my tutor was my music teacher, okay? I mean by my tutor is like my homeroom. My homeroom teacher is, in Spanish, you call it a tutor, like tutoring class, which it's homeroom. You do nothing. You just chill there. So my homeroom teacher was my music teacher also, okay? He's involved with me. He can see all my grades, and he also controls my music grade, right? We used to play the flute in that bitch. We used to play guitar. We used to play saxophone. We used to play a whole bunch of shit. I could play the whole Titanic song on the flute. Bitch, I didn't know that. So literally the whole year, me and my two girl best friends would leave our houses at, 7 a.m. or whatever, and then we would go by one of my friend's house because her mom was like the least strict one. Her mom like literally didn't give a fuck. Like she was really more like a pushover, so you could like, say, yeah, we're going to class at 9 or at 10 or whatever. And then she always used to leave too. Like she didn't really spend the days at her house, so we just used to stay there at her house, or we used to find things to do, like outside things, like, bitch, going all the way the fuck from our little town instead of going to school, going to the mall instead of going to school, just anything besides going to school. We didn't want to do that. So we literally skipped the whole entire school year once again. By the time Christmas comes, that's the first vacation that you ever get in school in Spain is Christmas. Then you get, I think it's like a week of Thanksgiving break, and then the last one is summertime. You're out for school. Like you out. Either you passed or you failed. Our first break is Christmas, and I'm looking at my grades. Bitch, I failed every single thing, even English class. And I'm fluent in English. I was always fluent in English. I was always fluent in Spanish. Even English, I failed because I wasn't attending. I wasn't doing shit. Both my friends look at their grades. They failed everything, obviously, just like me. They weren't fluent in English, so they had a reason to fail English. We all sitting here brainstorming because my mom and the one that I say is blood, my mom and her mom are actually strict as fuck. Like, you really can't play with them. Meaning, bitch, when they see our grades, we're not going outside for the whole Christmas break. We're not getting shit for Christmas. And, bitch, we not going outside. And that's all you had to tell us was we not going outside. Like, it's something about, we didn't even give a fuck about phones back then. Like, it was just, bitch, I'm outside. Like, I want to be with y'all. Like, I want to be out here. Y'all will understand if y'all would have been in Spain with me. We weren't having that. And since we weren't having that, what we came to the conclusion of was, okay, we're gonna go. They used to have like these little places where you could literally pay €1, and if you paid €1, you can be on a computer for an hour. If you pay like 50 cents, you could be on a computer for like 30 minutes. It just went like that, like €2, 2 hours, €3, 3 hours, like that. We just paid €1, On the last day of school for Christmas break, we took our happy asses to that one of them places and we spent €1. And we literally looked at the template, how our grades were, which was literally like this. I'm gonna just kind of draw it. It was a square, right? It was a long ass piece of paper just like this, and it was a square like this, and then it had lines, and then it'll tell you all the subjects right here. It'll tell you the missing days. It'll tell you your grade, and I think at the bottom it was like a cut thing, and then a signature line for your parents to sign. That was that. We literally looked at the whole template. We got on like Word or something. I don't really know what the fuck it was, but we created the same exact template. We went through, science, and I gave myself a grade. Language arts, and I gave myself a grade. Music, and I gave myself a grade. How many days did you miss? As far as my mom knew, I never missed not one day of school. So I just never had myself absent on my fake report card. I put myself as I attended school all these days, and I made myself fail like 2 classes so it could look realistic, because my mom knew I wasn't that type of girl that wanted to or liked to study anyway, and she would have just been looking at it like too hard if I just passed everything. Like, hell nah, she didn't pass everything. So I think I made myself fail, I think it was science. I made myself fail science and something else. I don't remember the other one. My other friend did the same shit. She made herself fail 3 classes, which cool, good for her. And my other friend did the same shit. I don't know how many classes she made herself fail, but we were done. We wrapping it up. Everybody prints out their report cards, their fake report cards. And what we did was, since right here there was like them little lines for you to cut this and bring this signature back to your homeroom teacher, we literally cut it and we staple it at the top of the fake report card. The fake report card was a whole piece of paper like this, and then we just stapled that signature piece up here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Drop a comment if y'all understand what I'm saying, because I need y'all to visualize and imagine this great. As a 14-year-old, to think like that and to like do all that and go through, it's kind of like, wow. And you know, now we're walking home because that's what we did. We either walked or caught the bus. None of us had no car or nothing like that. Our moms didn't have a car. We didn't grow up like that at all. And if y'all want to know like story times about me growing up and how I grew up in Spain and things like that, just drop me another comment, because I'm down to tell y'all about, you know, my life in Spain and how different it was from, you know, moving over there to moving over here, what it did to my head eventually. Like, I'm down to tell y'all all of that. Let me know if y'all want to know about that shit first. But cool, now we walking home, all three of us. You know, first we go to the least strict parent, which is the friend that's not blood. She's still my friend, you know what I'm saying, but I want y'all to know. Let's call her F. We went to F's house, and her mom was the easiest, and you know, good, great. She fell for it. She was like, okay, signed the paper, cool. And she stood there. Then me and Blood went to her mom. I made sure I left my mom for the last, because my mom was the worst. My mom actually went to that school when she was younger, so I felt like she was gonna know like how the paper is supposed to look, and I was just overthinking in my head. I was not trying to go second or first. I was like, I'm last. Okay. Her mom looks at it a little bit, you know, and she's like, this is weird. Why do they have the little thing up here? But signs it anyways and just goes. And lastly, we go to my house. Now, it was just me and Blood. It wasn't me, Blood, and the other girl. The other girl stood at her house. She was Gucci. She was good. Me and Blood went to my house and showed my report card to my mom, because right after that, bitch, right after her signing the report card, I was ready to go outside already. So that's why I made sure I brought my friend, because, Mom, I'm leaving. I'm going. I just brought you my report card. You see, I did good. I did great. Like, there's no reason for you to even tell me that I can't go outside. Like, you can't. Like, my report card was literally like my trophy, my ticket out. my mom is looking, child. My mom is looking at the report card like hard as fuck. She went to the school, once again, I told y'all, and she's actually asking me questions. She's like, why is this even cut like this? Now remember, we try to cut this perfectly, like in a straight ass line and everything, because y'all don't understand. My mom, we did that so good though, because if we were able to fool her, that's how good we did. She don't get fooled like that. Anyway, my mom's asking me questions about why is it cut like this, and she's actually telling me, okay, you did good. You only failed 2 classes. Blah, blah, blah. You know, after I get past I don't know, like, this is my first time getting a report card from this school, so I'm not sure. This is what I got, and I'm giving it to you. Can you sign it? Because I got somewhere to go. So, and like that, like, I'm just so... But I'm nervous as fucking inside. Like, my heart is pounding, my chest is about to... Bitch, I'm ready to just come out my body. She ends up signing my report card. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bitch, we outside. Like, it's over with. Like, the whole Christmas, I'm about to be lit. Like, it's lit at 14. I used to go to club and everything at 14. Y'all don't know. Actually, the first club I ever went to, I was 13 years old. I also pierced my nose at 13 years old. So I'm telling y'all, the whole Christmas, fucking right, we was all lit. We was all outside. I got shit for Christmas. My friends got shit for Christmas. My mom couldn't tell me shit. Anytime she tried to tell me shit, my hypocrite ass would just be like, well, so I'm just busting my ass at school for nothing? So I just passed all this for nothing? So I'm just working at it. I just might as well not even do it if I can't go outside. And so every time I got like that, my mom would be like, oh, I know what the fuck I was doing. But this was bad. I needed a change, and I got it. That was just trimester 1. So we go back to school, you know, we back in action. Second trimester comes around, we do the same exact shit again. Sometimes my mom used to get notifications on her phone, like when I was absent at school. So I used to just literally always delete her shit. Like, I knew her password and everything. I would always just delete the messages, and she would just never see them. Like, it's not even something that she really, like, opened like that, because you had to go through some shit to do all that. So that was like the least worrying part. Like, I had that shit on lock with deleting messages from her phone. One time I even hid her phone for like a whole 3 days, I think. I don't even know, but I'll tell y'all that story. She was so, bitch, she was ready to beat my ass. I'll tell y'all that story in another video. If y'all ready to hear that one, let me know in the comments below also. Second trimester comes around, we do the same exact shit. Moms fall through it again. You know, we lit for the second trimester too. That's the whole Thanksgiving week. We good, we Gucci, we outside. We didn't have to do shit because we passed everything. Like, our moms can tell us anything. Now, around the last third semester, when we went back to school for, you know, the start of the third semester, all three of us had a conversation and we said, hey, we actually need to get our shit together because this is the third trimester. If we pass every single final exam, we pass the whole year. Despite of us failing the other 2 trimesters, that's how it worked in Spain. You pass the last final exam, which contained the whole year. That means you had to fucking study. I'm talking about study a lot, like buku. And so we put it in our heads, yeah, we could do it. We could pass this last trimester. We could study for all these tests. We could do it. We said that we weren't gonna miss a single day of school. We said that we weren't gonna, you know, do the wrong thing, and that we were actually gonna get our shit together. Lies. I don't know what happened, but we started missing school again. Now we went to school more often now, but we were still missing days and shit like that. And we weren't really studying. We weren't really doing our homework. We weren't really doing shit. One day I walk in my music class, and remember I told y'all at the beginning that my homeroom teacher was my music teacher, okay? Walk in my, you know, music class, and I think we had a test on the flute or whatever, and I had forgot my flute, but it wasn't my first time forgetting my flute. Like, I forgot my flute buku. Like, I will always, because we didn't have music class every single day. We had music class like probably like 2 days out the whole week. So I would put it in my book bag, or try to put it in my book bag the days that we had music class. But bitch, I didn't really give a fuck about music class. I kept forgetting, and I just did that. So he decided to, you know, after class, he called my mom up for a meeting because he's like, well, she's just been absent throughout the whole year, and she keeps forgetting her flute. And we had a test today. He just was concerned about me finishing out the year right. My mom, you know, when I got home, she told me all that. She's like, yeah, like, what the fuck you want to have a meeting with me for? I'm like, the whole time my heart's in my ass because I'm already knowing what the fuck's about to happen. I'm like, damn, like, I'm praying to God that this man don't show her my grades from the whole entire school year, that this man don't show her all my absences from the school year or nothing. I'm just praying, like, please, anything else but that. I'm like, I don't know, like, I literally just forgot my flute, and I just didn't complete the exam. I couldn't complete the exam that we had today, so that's probably all he wants to talk to you about. Knowing good and well, like, it was a list of shit he wanted to talk about, and I was already knowing everything. So the next day I just tell my friends, and they trying to like give me advice and shit like that. I'm like, yo, we all finna go down, because me and Blood Mom talk. Like, they were good ass friends. They were best friends. They were actually friends since they were like 14 years old. My mom would have told Blood's mom, and her mom would have instantly checked, because she knows me and her daughter are we're always together, so we're always doing the same exact shit where it's just so similar. And bitch, if I did it, her daughter did it too. That's how her mom was gonna think. Whatever, you know, I let my mom do her thing. Not that I could do anything else. The day of the meeting comes, I'm in class with my heart in my ass. Yes, and my friends are in their classes. Cool. I used to sit at the front of the class because that's where I got switched to. Sadly, that was just bad. Like, you couldn't take me no fucking where, honestly. I'm glad everything happened how it happened at the end. All you hear is somebody knocking on the door. You know, he opens it. Be like, yeah, Dream. They said my first and last name or whatever, but I don't Dream to y'all. Dream. And I look back, and I already knew what the fuck was going on. I instantly start tearing the fuck up. I started tearing the fuck up. And I get up because I'm thinking they just gonna want me for 2 seconds. She's like, no, you can pack all of your things and just come with me to the office. I said, pack all of my things. I'm like, the day ain't even started yet. I'm packing all my things as I'm tearing up, as I'm about to cry. Everybody's seeing me because remember, I'm at the front of the class, so everybody's watching me. They don't know like what I had going on, but they just watching me anxious and tearing up and shit like that. I walk my anxious ass out or whatever, and I follow the person that came and got me, and I walk into the office. And it's my mom and my fucking homeroom teacher, bitch ass nigga. My mom at this point is holding a piece of paper that looks like the report card, the original report card, because it was just one whole piece of paper. It wasn't just a paper and then something stapled right here. And she just, as soon as I walk in the office, what is this? What is this? And as I'm trying to explain myself, I'm like, well, I mean, this is the piece of paper that, I mean, this is not the piece of paper that I received. Like, the paper that I received is the one that I gave you. And before I was able to finish the sentence, like, gave you, after I said gave, or in the midway of saying gave, she, like, smacked the fuck out of me. Oh, God, I'm not lying. Like, she literally crossed my face and everything. The office door was open at that time, so people saw it. And I instantly start crying, not because that shit hurt, because when my mom hit me, it did not hurt anymore. Just because I was embarrassed, and I'm like, fuck, like, damn. And I'm picturing like I'm finna be punished the whole summer. I'm finna be, you know, fucked up. Like, I'm just finna be fucked. Mom's not gonna trust me no more. Now she knows everything. They spoke about everything. They spoke about my absences. They spoke about my grades. They spoke about my flute. And they spoke about everything. So my mom checked me out. It wasn't even, the school year wasn't even done yet. But I got suspended for the rest of the school year, clearly, because I faked my grades. And I was not able to go back to school until it started again. Along with, I failed the whole year, so I would have to repeat the year, if that makes sense. My mom had my brother at that time, and you know, she brought him with her, and she had walked to the school with him on a stroller and stuff. So now we're walking back to our house, you know, but she has my brother in the stroller and shit, and the whole time she's cursing me the fuck out. Like, the whole time she's like, I'm gonna kill you when I get home, like, you're gonna go with your fucking dad, you are not staying here, da 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 da. And she will always say she's going to send me with my dad, but she will never do it. It's just something that she said when she was mad. So I never believed for a second or an instance that she would really do that shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just like letting her vent, letting her say what she got to say. I'm like, I literally have nothing to say. Like, my head's just down. I'm walking. I'm like, all right. And I just remember I had to call my grandmother before we got home, because I really felt like I just did it. Like, she finna whoop my ass. Like, I don't know what's finna happen when I get to the house. My grandma thankfully caught the bus, and she arrived at our house before we did. We were walking, but my grandma caught the bus, so that's why she got there before us. So, you know, now they're both arguing in my house, my mom and my grandma, because my mom is talking about, like, I'm sending her with her dad, and it's over with. And my grandma's trying to understand, like, why did I do the things that I did? You know, she's watching me cry and stuff. So she's, you know, being a grandma, she's giving me hugs and trying to, like, talk to me and trying to, like, calm everything. I don't know. My mom ended up telling me, she came in the room, she said, look, you literally have 3 more days, okay? And in these 3 days, if you fuck up, if you do anything, like anything, you're going to America with your dad. Like, I'm not playing with you no more. I still didn't believe her. I'm like, okay, cool, like, good. And so after that, like, remember, I didn't go back to school or nothing. It was still like 2 or 3 weeks left of school, and I just was never able to go back. So after, I was just waking up and being home and waking up and being home. And eventually I gradually started to ask her, well, can I go outside? And now I was being a little more respectful this time, and I was just, you know, having common sense. Because, bitch, I fucked up bad. She would let me go out here and there, and I would actually listen. Within those 3 days, I fucked up. I fucked up. If you want to know how I fucked up and how I got sent to America for real, stay tuned for the next story. If y'all want to hear how I fucked up and how I actually got sent to America, then let me know down in the comments below so I can drop the next video on it. But this piece was a major piece that led to me ending up right here in America. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I'm sorry again, 1,000 times, 10 years later. Yes, I was bad as fuck, and it just wasn't my intention. I was was a product of my environment. Hit ass. No, I had a hit of my own and I knew what the fuck I was doing, and I really didn't see it as being bad. It was just the type of person I was. So if you guys like this story time, make sure to give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my fucking channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at Loving Dream with 2 G's and 2 M's as in mommy. And if y'all want to see the other story time, make sure to drop a comment below. How did you get sent to America for good? How did I fuck up? Love you guys so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye.
I walk with a limp, bitch, you look at my hip. You talking your shit, then I'm busting your lip. I am a vibe, I'm a wavy little bitch. Fuck what you think, bitch, your hair look like shit. I don't got time, like